Hello, American Africans, my family. It is an honor to speak with you all today about leadership within our tribe as American African DOS, but also leadership within the Black community as a whole. And we can take this one at a time. So let's talk about Black leadership within the Black community. And by Black community, I'm referring to the entire Black community. So, what exactly is a leader? A leader is someone that guides, that commands, and provides direction. A leader understands what's required of them. They take full ownership of and responsibility for their actions. Now, who are the leaders within our community? As I've said before, you are your own leader, each and every one of you within the sound of my voice. We are all leaders. And thus, we must all understand that leadership is our individual birthright. And this goes for both Black men and Black women. Also, something that's important for us to know is that when we all actively and openly walk in our leadership role, we contribute to the collective advancement of our people as a whole. And, the concept of who are we and what do we stand for? Well, I like to say that we are an army of Black leaders, and some of us are positioned in the front, and they're the ones who publicly administer messages to the community, right? Some of us are in the back, like myself, and we play a more strategic and tactical role, and we influence from behind the scenes. Then there are those of us who are in the middle, where they provide leaders with information, both in front and behind the scenes. So back in support. One day they could be in the public eye, the next day they may be working behind the scenes to get things done. The point is that we all influence each other in one way or another. And we all have our roles to play, and we must all play our part. So this is called structured leadership, where we all participate in this infinite leadership class. And by infinite, I mean in that we should have as many leaders as possible who are walking in their truth. And that truth is to provide a pathway to freedom and liberation for our people. And having this solid leadership class in place fosters a true sense of purpose, a collective focus, right? We're courageous, we're brave. But it's not just a concept. We have to be this way because we have an enemy that has its own leadership class set in place to destroy and completely annihilate us. And that's the system of white dominance, white power, and white control. That system has its own infinite leadership class. See, they too have their own structured paradigm, a system that has deep roots and has had its roots very deeply embedded for hundreds of years now. And those leaders, they unabashedly walk this earth in their leadership role. They own their role every single day, each and every one of them. And in this system that they've created, it's only natural for them to be exactly who they are, to fulfill their role and play their part, the role they were born to play. White dominance, white power, white control. This entire system knows exactly what it is, and it knows instinctually its infinite leadership role within its own community. It's imperative we get our act together because our current predicament requires us to do so right now, not next week, not tomorrow, right now. So let's reiterate what we need right now. We need as many leaders as possible, but only leaders who are speaking truth to power. We are free thinkers, okay? We are our own individual leaders. And at the end of the day, you and only you have the ultimate say on what you choose to do and what you choose not to do. And no one gets to take that away from you and take that right away from you because it's yours. and it's only yours to control as you see fit. And it doesn't matter the level of that leader's intelligence, because having high intelligence does not mean that they get to control your decisions. And just like having accrued wisdom does not mean that they should be worshipped. See, this is a group effort from all of us, the infinite leadership class, and our collective goals should be to galvanize, mobilize, and organize millions of Black people for a Black agenda. And if you're a descendant of American chattel slavery here in the United States of America, then that entails reparations as well. Right now, we need all hands on deck, and the higher quality leadership that we have in place, the better chances of us winning collectively. And as the army of Black leaders we are impenetrable and undefeatable. We are a force to be reckoned with, and we work together to defeat the system of white dominance, white power, and white control. Look in the mirror. Behold your leader. Now, in regard to American African DOS leadership, unfortunately, right now, we do not have strong leadership in place, because if we did, we'd be doing what we were supposed to be doing in the timeline we're supposed to be doing it in. As mentioned in my Twitter post, which if you're not already following me there, you should be. I don't know what you're doing, but anyway, our people, as American African DOS, we are facing a time right now where our leadership, they need to step up and step into their active role. And keyword being active, as in activate. What does that mean? Especially right now where we're unable to physically mobilize. Well, that means unification, any way possible, by any means necessary. We have online platforms, social media. Meaning, leadership needs to come together and take control of the ship, because it is heading off a cliff. And I alone, as little old Christine, I can't do everything myself, especially since I'm not in the position to gather the troops. Okay? So that's up to the leadership that is in place. And right now, they are weak. They are inactive. They are deactivated. And it's not looking good for us as a tribe. In fact, it looks dismal. But there's still a little time. If we get our act together, we unify and take the necessary action required to do what needs to be done, then we can possibly make it out of this battle. And again, if you're not already following me on Twitter, not me, but obviously American African DOS, then you need to be, because that's where things are laid out and it's pretty clear and it's step by step, and the process is accompanied by the why, when, how, where, what, etc. So be sure you're following us there, because we don't have any followers on that account. So that's not good, but we do hope you're still receiving the message. The point is, we need you, listener, leader, American African DOS, we need you to step up into your role. Okay? This means, again, if you're one of us, make yourself known. I say this every time in the description boxes right there. Read it because we need you. And we need you to do what you were born to do. And now more than ever, you are needed. So if you feel you are leadership ready and you know who you are, which is American African DOS, then step into your role and know that we have your back as a back-end leadership support team. We have a solid, intellectual, and well-prepared team to support you, but we can't do this alone or even just one or two of us. We need a team in order to defeat our enemy. So be sure to follow us on Twitter at US African DOS and also on Instagram at American African 1619. And that wraps up today's message. I want to thank each and every one of you. I appreciate your time, and I hope today's message uplifts, inspires, and elevates you. Goodbye, family.